Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about Xbox One versus PS4. Or the Xbox One could be on this side, the PS4 could be on this side. Whatever you want. Either way, it's a battle to the death. So I'm going to be talking mainly about E3. E3 was really the epic finale to this kind of showdown here. E3 is actually where your console either goes to die or it goes to succeed. Or like the Wii U, it just goes to show games. So yeah, basically, E3 was a Sony victory. I'm gonna come right out and say it. Was it a PS4 victory? We don't know. I don't know yet. People think it is. I'm gonna explain why I think it's a little bit more, like this than that. But it was definitely a Sony victory. Sony were on top of the world. Microsoft weren't so much, and let me explain. Sony, basically, all they had to do was sit back and watch Microsoft fumble around with all these used game policies and DRM and all this bullshit. That's all they had to do. But instead, they came out and at the end of their conference, they made a massive stab at Microsoft by saying that their console will support used games, their console will be $100 cheaper, and also their console, it doesn't have to be online every 24 hours, and that was the main thing that people found. 24 hours. The exact same thing that Microsoft announced. So they were obviously taking a stab at them, which went even further with their video how to share games on the PS3 or 4, which was simply giving a game to somebody, obviously taking another, kind of stab at Microsoft. Really, Sony were so anti-Microsoft, it was unbelievable. They were showing these games, they were showing indie, basically everything Microsoft wasn't, Sony were. They were the gaming console. They were saying, we are the gaming console. If you love gaming, you will get this. You will get a PS4 because a PS4 is gaming. Whereas Microsoft were trying to do this two-way thing. They were trying to be your all-in-one entertainment system. But hardcore gamers don't want an all-in-one entertainment system. They want games. They want games. They want a gaming console. So, when they try and appeal to both those markets, then it's kind of fell. But that's not the reason that it kind of fell. It was the whole used game policy and the always online. It was all this stuff that kind of made them, it kind of fell out of favor. And it wasn't really the fact that these things in particular made people angry. It was the way they were explained and the way they were portrayed. It took Microsoft way too long to kind of get to the punch and tell people, okay, calm down, okay, this is it and this is it. And of course there are some stupid rules to the used game, 30-day friend list thing, where your friend has to be on your friends list for 30 days to get your game, then you can only do it once, and this bullshit. It's pretty awkward, and the only reason these things exist is because you're installing your game onto your hard drive or onto the cloud, which, I love. Okay, I'm gonna admit it. I love this. I love this idea, this whole idea of moving into this digital area where the cloud can store your games. It can store, updates. It can store, new. Always being connected to the internet is actually a good thing if you can do that, because now your games can actually be more immersive. They can be bigger. They can, using that power, you could have an unlimited world in the future. Not now. It's not possible now. At least I don't think so. But you can have an unlimited world. Your world could be endless. Your world could be the size of God knows how, like 30, 50 times bigger than Skyrim. I mean, the possibilities of the cloud, always online, and this new digital uploading your games, from your physical media to the cloud. Such great ideas. Microsoft really are looking into the future. The problem is, we're not ready for this. We're not ready. Games aren't like movies. People can download illegally. They can download movies and watch them. It's not like a game. A game is a much different thing. People can't be fucking bothered to download a game illegally. They're gonna go out and buy it, and really, at least for Xbox, I think this is the problem for Xbox, because they don't offer, really discounts on their, and the whole discounts on their console, to be honest. And then, with the whole Microsoft points thing, then, games will be 60 or 50 pounds whenever they're never that price anywhere else because of the whole conversion system. So people still buy their games, but it's in my honest opinion, I'm getting a PS4 for now, simply because, it's a much more relevant kind of console. It's for now, but I can definitely see in the future the PS4 becoming outdated a lot quicker, and Microsoft's Xbox One really taking off because of its innovation, because of its ideas up to the future. And I completely agree with anybody who defends that aspect of it. It's just not for now. I know that Xbox One is still going to do well, but to be honest, it's not for now. But definitely, maybe even next year, maybe the year after, I'm definitely going to be purchasing an Xbox One. Also, because I believe the power of Kinect has not really been tapped into yet, and there's still a lot more we can get out of Kinect. Possibilities of Kinect. I also don't believe in the whole spying thing, by the way. Whoever believes that is a fucking idiot. Though the possibilities of Kinect really are endless in my mind. There's a lot of ideas that I think could work. There's a lot of stuff that I want to work with it. So yeah, Kinect is also another thing which I would be happy to pay the extra £80, $100 for. So I'm really excited for that. So when you get down to it, the games also, okay? So Xbox is more of an entertainment system. The PS4 is a pure gaming console. But they're both kind of the same console. So it's really down to the games. If you're not sold on either, it's really down to the games. And in my opinion, Microsoft, although their conference lacked the same kind of energy that Sony's had, I think they really came out with better games, to be honest. Titanfall was this amazing futuristic style game with massive robotic suits known as Titans, and blurring the line between single player and multiplayer. Looked amazing. Two, you had like Rise, Son of Rome, which looked really amazing on the Xbox One. If it was indeed running on the Xbox One, looked amazing. The Witcher 3 also, Battlefield 4 as well looked amazing. Sunset Overdrive, games like this, Minecraft for the Xbox One, they really came out and they really showed us all these good games, and I know The Witcher 3 and stuff like that aren't exclusive, but and then even stuff like Forza, with the whole idea of cloud-based AI that you can play with friends even when you're not on, is a really, really cool idea. And yeah, well, I don't think Sony offers something like that. And they're not going to offer something like that. They're going to offer kind of backwards compatibility style stuff, through, I can't remember what the service is called, which is nice. But I really think Sony are thinking 2, 3, 4 years ahead instead of, the 7, 8, 9 years ahead that I think Microsoft are thinking ahead. Call me stupid for thinking that. But overall, and of course the Sony games, they were, Infamous Second Son was quite cool and stuff like that. But other stuff such as Project Spark on the Xbox One just made the games better. And I think overall, even though I'm going to be getting a PS4, I think the Xbox One kind of has the upper hand in the long run. PS4 has the upper hand now because people are just kind of still wanting this used game feature, and they're still wanting, to be able to go offline. But to be honest, in the long run, I think people will switch to Xbox One. I think that, yeah. So for now, PS4, but in the long run, I do think Microsoft's ideas for this whole used game fiasco and internet connection, I think it's really for the future. So to be honest with you, I thought they should have kind of, I think they thought ahead, and you gotta love people thinking ahead. Sorry for the kind of sorry for the kind of jumbled up style of this video, but I just want to get my thoughts out there that I do think that Microsoft really are thinking ahead. Sony aren't so much. I still love Sony. I had a PS1, a PS2, then I switched to the 360. I love Sony. I love Microsoft. But I do think that for now, PS4 is going to be the choice of console for most people, but Xbox One, at least for me anyway, when I do get it, is going to be the console of choice for the future. That's my thoughts on that, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Later.